Hello, everybody. Welcome to GEHU Talkies, the official podcast channel of Graphic Era Hill University, powered by the Department of Media and Mass Communication. I am Methili Rana, your host for today. And in this episode, we are going to dive into life and career hacks from a war veteran who has not only read the pages of history, but has witnessed it through his own eyes, who has made journeys between the borders, and who has made Indian Army his home. We have with us today Colonel Lalit Chamola, Sena Medal, a retired Indian Army officer and an amazing war veteran. So let's get started. Hello, sir.
Hello, Methili. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you feeling right now?
Absolutely fantastic.
Sir, it's an honor to have you here today with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, you have served nearly 37 years of your life in Indian Army. Sir, first of all, I would like to know about your journey from being a young boy to going to National Defense Academy and eventually being commissioned as an officer.
Uh, at the start, Methili, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. I am extremely thankful to you, the faculty, and the entire team for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to interact with the youth of this particular country. तुम सब लोगों को देख करके जो एनर्जी हमको मिलती है, it really not only pushes us but also makes our life at this particular stage also very meaningful. Coming to your question about my journey in the army from being a boy. I was a boy way back in the 70s. You people have just gone through Op Sindoor. Now, 71 was a huge military victory for India. So, that was the time when we people are growing up. So, mid 70s and towards the late 70s is the time when I was a student. Patriotism was very heavy in the country. Moreover, what was there was we did not have distractions as the young generation today has. That is television, mass media, and other aspects. So what we were grounded in was basically our studies, focus on sports. We used to play a lot of sports. And thereafter, working towards our goal. And since patriotism was very heavy, you see, one particular thing which was always on my mind, जो हमको संस्कार सिखाए गए थे, was that Matrubhumi and Ma and Matrubhumi. There is a very famous that the Matrubhumi or Ma and Matrubhumi are even greater than heaven. So, with that particular thing, it was natural for our generation to go toward the Indian Defence Forces. So, the forms came, I applied for it. I would say possibly a bit of hard work, and was lucky that got through in the written examination, qualified in the SSB and joined the academy. Carried out my training, and in 1979, I was commissioned into 5 Maratha Light Infantry. The reason of me opting for that battalion was I was a reasonably good, very good hockey player. Having represented the Indian juniors below 16 years of age. And 2 of the Olympians were in that particular battalion. One was Shankar Lakshman, who had got us the gold medal in 64 Olympics. And the person who had scored that goal was Bandu Patil, again from that battalion. So it was natural for me to opt for a battalion which had legendary hockey players. I went into that, joined the Indian Army, and have thoroughly enjoyed myself from there on.
So you were so passionate about joining the hockey team when in your young days. So was this your choice of profession?
Choice of profession. You see, during our particular time, sports was not a choice of profession. Today, as young cricketers, hockey players, boxers, they have an opportunity where they can adopt sports as a career. During our time, sports as a career was never on the cards. So sports could be along with the profession, but it was not that the profession will be along with the sports. And hence, since I also come from military background. My father was an officer in the Indian Defence Forces. I had seen the life very closely, and hence, because of that patriotic feeling, but choice was to join the Defence Forces. And I would say I was lucky enough that I got through and became an officer.
So though you were in sports, but your choice of profession had always been Indian Army.
Absolutely.
Sir, first you were commissioned in 5 Marathas Light Infantry, but later you also went on to command 17 Rashtriya Rifles.
Yes.
What difference did you find in a specialized force and a normal infantry battalion?
Okay, I'll tell you, my journey started way back in 1979 in 5 Maratha Light Infantry. See, आदमी वर्दी इसलिए पहनता है कि वो फौज के वो काम कर सके जिसके लिए फौज जानी जाती है, which is real combat. That time my battalion was in northeast. 1970s and 80s, Kashmir was very silent, so was Punjab. The trouble was only in the area of northeast. We had a huge problem in Manipur and Nagaland. And I was very fortunate that I got posted there as a young officer and had my first blooding in, that is the first military operation which I conducted. I'll give you a very interesting story of that. In one of that particular operation, as a young officer, 21 years of age, one is bubbling with a lot of energy. So, went out into the jungles, carried out an operation, and that was the first time operation when I faced the bullets coming from front. In that operation, I caught hold of a militant who later on went on to become the Home Minister of Manipur. So when I caught this particular individual in a firefight or gun battle, caught him, thereafter handed him over to the people. But in between what happened was, when I was interrogating him, he was speaking only in English or in Manipuri, which obviously put us, why is he not speaking in other tongues? He turned out to be a very highly qualified person. He had done his IIM from Calcutta. And that surprised me, that हम भी खुद इतने पढ़े लिखे नहीं थे, इतना वो था. And he told me that day, he says, the road on which you have brought me today is called National Highway 39 Alpha, developed by the Britishers to progress their operations. Till date, the government of India has not even made another road, not had it been repaired fully. And I'm talking of way back in 1980. And that was my first education, that insurgencies are not bred just like that. You deprive the people of a particular area so badly, they will go against the establishment. And then I went on to his home, saw his child who was sick, and then we went on to become friends. And when he became the Home Minister of that particular state after election, he invited me over. In fact, a few years back, again, I went when he was no more, just to attend his funeral there. That was a big learning. Thereafter, again, I was very fortunate that when we moved down to Punjab, I took part in Operations Blue Star. You people must have heard of this. The Punjab mein Blue Star again was now coming totally from jungle area to urban warfare in that particular place. That was again a different type of warfare, but one learned a lot as to what is the basic difference. And I thought there will be some respite thereafter, but then Sri Lanka happened. And I had one of the best military experiences of my life as a young company commander in Sri Lanka, because for 2.5 years, we were in a foreign land combating terrorism at the highest level. LTT was very highly trained people. They had a lot of weapons. It was their land. It was new to us. We had very little, we had no maps. What you have GPSs today, we had no GPSs. So it was a very tough thing. And the first attack which I carried out was on 9th, 10th night of October. In that, when we carried out this particular attack, a bomb, a mortar bomb, fell only 5 to 7 feet away from me. And for that split second, I thought we are gone. But again, I think possibly God had to keep us alive. It didn't explode. Since it didn't explode, after a few seconds, we realized that we are alive. So again carried out. In that, we eliminated 7 terrorists of the LTT. And fortunately, all of us came out alive. Yes, we had a bit few of injuries. I was one of those particular people who was injured in that particular battle. But that again taught me a huge lesson. How now from a rash, young-blooded second lieutenant, I had now matured into a young but very responsible company commander, where it was not killing the terrorist, saving your men. And then later on, I had the opportunity of, you people must have heard of something called Galwan, which became very famous in the the China-India thing. After my staff college from Wellington, I went there and did my almost 2 years there and in Siachen Glacier. So these were the two places, again, very, very challenging weather-wise, no combat. And the final thing when it came to, in between, I had a tenure with the special forces, which we call as the para-commandos. But for my command, I came back to my battalion, and Kargil happened. So that is the time when I was told to take over the command of the 17 Rashtriya Rifles. Now, Rashtriya Rifles, unlike an infantry battalion in which we are groomed, has got a mixed composition in which people from not only infantry who are specialized fighters. We have people from the armored corps, the artillery, the ASC and others who are not combatized to that particular level. So it's a huge challenge to not only understand them, train them and get them to a level where they can fight and serve the same purpose. So Rashtriya Rifles, normal infantry battalion is approximately 800 people. Our Rashtriya Rifles during our time used to be approximately 1300 people. So 800 odd people are from the infantry, 500 odd people are from the other arms and services. So this happened during Kargil, and I had to shift my battalion 3 times. I was initially in the area called Gando, which is in the area Ruda district. But moment Kargil happened, they told us to shift from there and go near the line of control where the action was. So we went there, carried out our duties, and then were deployed in that, and finally came to South Kashmir, which you must have just heard what has happened in the area of Pahalgam, Anantnag, those areas. So that is the area. So it was a huge challenge to now manage new people, new type of equipment, and train them, make them operational worthy. In an infantry battalion, you know everybody. So the challenges are totally different, and this is an anti-terrorist organization. RRs are highly specialized now. Their intelligence networks are very good, which you have to develop. Infantry battalions move from a field area to a peace area, whereas the RR battalion stays always in combat. So keep them always combat ready is a huge challenge, and that I was very happy to see that 2.5 years of my command in that particular place, we got 1 Kirti Chakra, 2 Shaurya Chakras, 15 Sena medals during my command, got an appreciation from the Chief of the Army Staff, and were able to eliminate more than 60 terrorists during that particular time, which gave us a lot of satisfaction and also helped large number of civil population.
Sir, you said that RR battalion is always in the combat mode.
Yes.
So, sir, what is the training process of this RR battalion? Like, what is the psychology of the soldiers who are ready to sacrifice their lives for the nation at any time?
Okay, psychology of a soldier. You see, Methili, this, we say Brahmastra. When the civil administration fails, they call the police. When the police fails, they call the CAPF or the BSF, CRPF and others. If that also fails, they call the army or the military. That is the last resort with the government. It can't fail. So if it can't fail, you have to train the people to a level where they dream of, they train for, and they work only for success. There is nothing known as failures. You cannot fail because the nation will fail. So accordingly, we have to train our people to that particular level. Now, if that be so, then you say the Janani Janma Bhumishcha Swargadapi Gariyasi. For us, our motherland is everything. There is a very famous shlok which was told by Arjun by Lord Krishna, and everybody knows about it, which is Karmarne Vadikaraste Ma Phaleshu Kadachan. Every soldier works only for his duty, not for the fruits. So what we are working, a soldier or an officer of the Indian Defence Forces gets trained, you cannot fail, because the nation hopes, the nation's honor, the integrity, the sovereignty of this particular nation rests on your shoulders. So if that is the responsibility, it is something like your father never wants the children to fail, and he will do all out. Similarly, a soldier will go all out. What is the ultimate? Ultimate is sacrificing the life. For us, life is very small to maintain the integrity and sovereignty of this particular country, and to see to it that you people, the youth of this particular country, prospers, works towards the national goals, so that we become a very strong nation, a very united nation, and a nation where there is only progress, there is only unanimity, and we live as Indians.
So all of your experiences that you shared with us, all of them are the toughest tyrants, and you have also led the major operations and wars. Haven't you ever felt fear or death closest to you?
See, fear, हर इंसान को डर लगता है. But if that particular fear is for your own self, then you will become selfish. The fear was, my troops must go back alive. The people that I command should not sacrifice their lives without any useful gain. If there is a useful gain, which is for my motherland, sacrificing is nothing for us. Obviously, there will be fear. I'll give you an example. One of the when I was commanding my battalion, in a particular operation, one of my very brave officer, his name was Major Sushil Aima. He was a Kashmiri Hindu Brahmin who had been displaced from Kashmir in 1989-90. He went on to become an officer around 95-96 again through National Defence Academy. And when he came to me, he said, "Sir, I want to give my best." He was married. His marriage anniversary was on 2nd of August. His son, he had seen him only once, whose first birthday was on 6th of August. So I told him that you will not take part in an impending operation which we had planned, and you will go on leave. I even gave a call to his wife and told him that there is a surprise for you. I have not told Sushil, but he will be there with you. Now, obviously, the wife is looking forward to. She has done all arrangements for the husband to come. A massive operation happened. There were 9 terrorists who were crossing over from Pakistan into India, and we had a huge firefight in that. I was approximately 200 odd meters away from Sushil when this happened. And I told him, I said, you will not take part in this particular operation. The helicopter is waiting for you. Go board the helicopter and take off. He said, sir, my company is fighting the battle. How can I leave them? So I am joining the battle. From top, I could see him rushing. After approximately 45 minutes, I get an information that he had already eliminated 2 terrorists. But then his radio operator told me, he said, Major साहब को गोली लगी है. I said, wait. So I sent some relief from there. And moment I said, the GSO told me, he said, sir, क्या हम आयमा साहब की बॉडी को उठा लें? Now that was a big jolt for me. I said, no. I went there, saw him. He had killed the 3rd terrorist. He was lying next to him, but then he himself was no more. Now imagine when I had to pick up the phone, that was one of the toughest phone calls that I ever made in my life. I now had to tell Aradhana that Sushil is no more. And that is the type of fear, that is the type of anguish. But as a commanding officer, you have to take the call. Because you have to inform the family that instead of he coming on leave, I am sending his body. So fears will be there, but as you rise, there are no personal fears. The fears are for the people, the lady wives, the children, and nothing should happen to the territorial integrity and sovereignty of this particular country. I don't want to lose an inch of land. That is the fear, not fear of death.
You have seen both the sides of the war, the victory and the losses of life. From a colonel's perspective, I want to know this. Is war a solution or not?
War is never a solution. We fight war for peace. There can never be peace without war or the threat of war. So, you can see if a person who really looks for peace is a man in uniform, whether he be in any type of uniform. It could be blue, white, it could be a khaki uniform, because who is going to lose? The civil public loses very little. In terms of deaths, in terms of losses to the husbands, the sons, brothers, or it is the military man who loses it. So obviously he is not volunteering to fight, but he is the person because of whom you people lead a safe, progressive and a life which you want to live. He is standing there, or he is fighting not on his own choice. He is fighting because the nation wants that particular fight. And if he doesn't fight, 140 crore people cannot live in peace. So that is the reason war is never a solution. Ultimately it is peace. But the peace can never be sustained. You take the example that we are land in which dharma has always been upheld. Dharma can be upheld if adharma is not there. So adharma have to be removed. We are the followers of Lord Ram, we are followers of Lord Krishna, Lord Shiv, also of Gautam Buddha. But we will never say, you take when for 3 days, after praying to the sea or the Varun Devta, when Lord Ram की बात नहीं मानी जाती, what does he do? Then he resorts to fight. He says, now I will ensure that you don't exist. So he was asking for peace. Somebody else was forcing war on him. And that is the time. So we are that. We will never take up a fight, but we will fight to restore peace.
Sir, you have a very good knowledge, spiritually and philosophically also. Is it because of all the experiences that you have had?
Experience. I am very fond of reading, and I'm very a person who's very deep into meditation. Uh, that is my, you can say, hobby: reading and meditation. And I've been able to find a large number of answers to life, behavior, and one of the most difficult situations, if not read through reading, then through meditation. And you can call it spirituality, you can call it dhyan or anything, but being aligned to the universe has given me that particular insight where spirituality has become a natural way of life, and dhyan has given me insights into various aspects of life. So that way, I think I've been very fortunate in that.
I am also curious about this, that while serving in the Indian Army and after retiring, what has been your perception of life?
My perception of life. Uh, See, actually, what exactly is life? Life in our cases, like you people are still growing up, we have gone through your ages. If you see, from being a toddler till approximately 20, 25 years of age, which you people are going to enter or are in that particular age, we take everything from our parents and hardly give it back to them. I would say the present generation is only taking things from the parents. The parents are asking for respect and love. That also is being deprived to them. From 25 to approximately 50s, when you people are in the job, earning your living, raising a family, you are only taking from society and nation. Hardly are you giving back. Post 50s or post 60s, I think it is must for everybody to give back to the society, give back to the nation. So my perception of life is, in each stage, you see, if you must have seen leaves, the same on a tree, there are two leaves, one becomes yellow, the other remains green. The yellow falls down. Nature has got a very standard thing. As long as the balance between absorption and reflection is constant, how much you absorb and how much you reflect back, that means how much you take from the universe and how much you give back, if the balance remains, life will be sustained. The day it happens that you are only able to absorb and not able to reflect back, it will lead to death. So, perception of life for me is, whatever you absorb or whatever you get from people, from surroundings, give it back to them. As a child, as a youth, as a adult, or even the ages that we are in, you must always give back to the people from where you are taken, and then life would be good.
You were talking about the role of youth. Are there any life mantras that you have followed in your life and the youth can implement it now?
The life mantra, one simple life mantra which I would like to give to the youth is, never be competitive oriented in your life. Be only performance oriented. People who want to achieve higher goals, there is always a vacancy, there is always a vacuum on top. Crowd नीचे होता है. The birds which are there, which are sitting on top, they can sense danger, they can sense opportunities very fast. And there is no competition. Life में competition है ही नहीं. Because moment you start competing, you either have superiority or inferiority. But if you are trying to improve your performance, then it is neither, because your performance means what I have done today, I must better tomorrow. So I would say for the youth, never compete, perform.
Sir, after retiring, you opened an academy. And what interests me is that you not only guide the defense aspirants, but also different students pursuing different career options. How do you do that?
Uh, Methili, I have been a very keen student of psychology. I'm also a trained psychologist. Uh, I have studied human behavior very closely. So, I've been following this during my own military career. Uh, Using the right man at the right place is because I'm able to utilize his capability as per his abilities. So what I did after retiring was using this. I have developed a unique program which is called the aptitude and psychometric analysis. See, जो human being होते हैं, they are basically a product of their thoughts. So thoughts become actions. The actions give you results. Now, where are the thoughts coming from? Your thoughts are coming from your mind. The minds are three types: your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, and your aspirational mind. Now, what we call as man or chit, your thoughts originate from that particular place. Mind only analyzes, the body acts. So, what I do is, I carry out an analysis of the thoughts. So, there are techniques which I have developed in which there is a normal individual gets anything up to 10,000 thoughts in a day. Only 2.5% of that particular thoughts are actionable thoughts. Out of this 2.5% thoughts, there are some which are meant for your future, some for past, some are abstract, and some are present. Most of us are either into future or into past. These thoughts, we are never into the present. Abstractness in most of the people is very high. Then I match these thoughts with their subconscious, conscious mind. Because in critical situations, your conscious and aspirational mind doesn't work. It is only your subconscious mind which is working. So I match the thoughts with your analytical power. Then I match these with your choice of subjects, choice of sports, choice of stories, and choice of your program which you see on TV or thing. And there are fears and priorities. So I have developed 15 such tests. Once that is done, then I get a fair idea, and I have done thousands of this. And the report that I have got is that there is 90% accuracy in whatever I have told them. Thereafter, I guide people as to what are you made for. Like if somebody wants to become an engineer, in 10th or 11th I will guide him. If somebody is not precision oriented, he will never become a successful engineer. Now people do not know, are they thought precision oriented or not. So that is what I do, and it has helped large number of people. I am very sure through your podcast, if people want to come to me, it will help them in recognizing themselves, because you must know first your ability, set a very clear goal, and then work on that. But people do not know themselves because they don't read their thoughts well.
So, if I am not wrong, this psychometric testing tool can tell where to succeed and how to succeed.
No, it cannot tell where to succeed. It will tell you what are you made for. Then effort is yours. You see, this psychometric test will tell you that thought-wise, your ability-wise, your interest-wise, and something which I called as the Purv Janma ke Sanskar-wise, what are you made for? If you go on that particular path, the chances of success will be better, your happiness index will increase. But if you do not know, and if you come to know only at the age of 30, 35, that I should have gone on this line, I would have succeeded more, by then your energies are out and you do not have a correct direction. So that is what is there. It will not say you will succeed in this. I'll give you an example that there is a girl brilliant in studies who came to me along with in fact, her parents brought. And they said this girl is almost a rebel. So when I carried out her analysis, this was around 2017 or so, I told the parents that you want her to become a doctor. Exam wise, she will crack it, but she will never succeed as a doctor because she is not meant to be that. And if that happens, it can be catastrophic. So they asked me what to do. So I told them she is meant to be a writer. She's got those abilities that she will sing. Then with consultation, she got admission into a college. Today, she has written 4 books and has been appreciated by large number of people. She is now a very happy person. What I told her was your ability to write. If you pursue that, it will be better. She followed that, and today she is now almost a good or accomplished writer. So there are so many examples like this, but this is one of the examples which I am giving you.
So the chances of success increases, and then the efforts is the person.
Absolute effort is persons. Effort, we can guide a person to know this is the path that you must take. Whether he or she takes that path, whether he or she really wants to put all out efforts into that or not, it is up to him or her.
Sir, officers like qualities are necessary to become an officer. In the similar way, can you suggest any of the success hacks that can lead us to success?
To the youth, I would say success hacks: first, know yourself. If you know yourself, set your goal very clearly. So the start line is knowing yourself. The finish line, which is again time bound, is your goal that you want to achieve. Now is the path. So charter your path very carefully. Have weekly, monthly, and yearly goals. There is a set formula which I'll give, which is called as the 7-21-91 days formula. Anything that you want to do it religiously at the same time, same place, in the same manner for 7 days. Repeat that with a bit of fluctuations. You can change a bit of time, but not the schedule, for 21 days. And keep repeating that with a flexibility slightly more for 91 days. In 91 days, that becomes a habit. And thereafter, there will be no looking back. I have told you personally because through my academy today, I have more than 300 people who have become officers in the Indian Defence Forces, into the police forces, and more than 1,000 people have got employment. Most of these people who succeeded are the people who followed what I told them, that this is what you are meant for. Follow this. They worked hard. Today they are successful.
Sir, now as we are reaching to the end of the podcast, one last question that I want to ask you. Only one advice that you could give to everybody watching this that would make them look at life differently.
There is only one advice that I want to give. Never give up. Never ever give up. Don't ever be jealous of somebody else's success. Have no regrets in life. And if you don't give up, have no jealousy, have no regrets, know yourself, success and happiness are bound to be yours.
Thank you, sir. Sir, it was a conversation full of real life experiences and also insight. And I hope that most of the people watching this benefit from this.
Thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm very sure whatever my advice I have given, if it is worth it and people follow it, and if I am required at any particular stage in life to guide or help, I am always available. Thank you so much.
So this podcast with Colonel Lalit Chamola comes to an end. If you liked it, like, share and subscribe GEHU Talkies. Also follow us in our Instagram handle. Link is down in the description box. Stay curious and stay connected. See you later in the next podcast.